Hey everybody, welcome. I'm Tom, the Sunday dinner chef. We got to get that clarified here. I'm going live because you know what? I need some hours. And I know there's a lot of people on, a lot of friends that I have that are live right now, but I know they'll understand it. But I'm trying to get this channel built up and trying to get some watch time hours. So with that said, if there's anybody out there, hello, how you doing? You want to come up? I will set up a little thing. I'm having trouble with live stream right here because I'm not going to pay $44 a month for as little lives that I do. So I'm trying to get around it here. I had to delete a lot of my pre-recordings that I had. I hope it don't affect any of my airplays that I have, but we'll cross that road if we get to it. That's all. So how you doing? Everybody okay? Come on, get up there. Emma, we got one comment. All right, who we got here? Madwood, what's up, brother? How you doing? Hope you're feeling better, Terry. I was talking to Grumpus. I said, man, you're going through a lot. You're going through hell, brother. Crazy. And you know what? And I know it. I went through that 2 years ago. I was feeling really good, and I keep, this is the wrong channel for it, but on the keto, I was feeling really good, and I went off track a little bit, and man, I hurt. And then I hurt myself even more. I was playing every Saturday night in a casino out here, and I went off track, and the food that I eat really affects me. Really does. So, hope you're hanging in there. Oh, we got two in here. I'm trying to build watch hours on this channel here. It's really hard because I sort of questioned YouTube about it. And I'm saying, what's going on here? I mean, I'm getting a lot of views, and I'm not getting any watch time with it. Well, they come back with a pretty good explanation, I think. I don't know. Bat, how you doing, brother? Bat? I don't know. You are the right name, Bat. You're everywhere. I mean, you saying hello to everybody and doing everything. You're a great supporter, and I love you to death, brother. Really do. Anyway, getting back, they told me that more and more people are watching on big screen TVs and don't have the capability of commenting. But I said that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking about watch time hours. Well, they said they watch it for a little bit and then they keep on clicking until they find something that's more interesting for them. So that was YouTube's excuse. Subscribers, I mean, the subscribers went through the roof on this channel here. The fastest I've seen, now I've been doing the keto channel, that's going to be going on almost 5 years. And I just hit 5,000 views on that, subscribers on that one. Thank you, everybody. But still in all, now the watch hours are starting to drop off on that one. So I don't know. It's really hard, really hard. But I don't know. That's the way it's going. So I'm just looking to get some hours on here. Anything you want to talk about or whatever, just leave it in a comment here. There's Trumpet's on right now, and I always watch Trumpet. Also, Rob from I can't remember what his channel is. Great guy also. Anyway, I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, we're doing all right. I mean, today we put up a video today with Marie was cooking on seniors food and life. We have a good time doing that. I mean, that's our time together. Usually I'm bitching and moaning about cooking something, and then she's doing her channel also. So we're sort of, we're in the same house, but we're sort of off on either ends, what we're doing. But Sunday dinner brings us together. No, I'm sorry, the seniors food and life brings us more together, and that's our time to laugh and actually have a good time. We we ended up, potato balls she made today. Potato balls? What the hell are you talking about? I'm Irish, We made them flat and, fried them. I don't know what's going on. So that was pretty funny. I don't know. How's everybody doing? Everybody ready for the holidays? And I mean, I got to tell you, people are talking about the economy is bad. You can't drive around Vegas out here. I mean, it's just flat out nuts. With the shopping and stuff like that, the traffic is ridiculous. I met a guy today. I go to Winco out here. Just sometimes, if I want to get my frozen seafood and stuff like that, or different cuts of meat that I can't find in a regular supermarket, I'll go to Winco. And I was talking to a guy today that he started a YouTube channel. And he said, I just had to quit. I just could not keep up with all the nonsense. So I don't know what he was talking about with nonsense, but he was talking about the price of everything, right? And how everything shot through the roof. And on my podcast on the other channel, I sort of went down that rabbit hole with eggs and recalls and stuff like that. And I was telling this guy about it. And I said, I have a channel, the whole bit. He subscribed, and all of a sudden I looked. I looked today, and it went up one and then lost one. So I don't know if it was him or not. Not his cup of tea with me or not. So, you know what I did? You know what, Terry? And I didn't look. I didn't watch it. I seen it. I seen the thumbnail. That freaking thing looked great. I got to ask you a question. I need to ask you a question. What happened with everything that you cooked? The turkeys and stuff for Thanksgiving that nobody came to pick up or whatever. Give me a little insight on that if you wouldn't mind. Terry, I got to ask you a question. I was posting stuff on your Facebook channel. Can I do that again? I don't know why I stopped it. I really don't. Bat, how you doing? All right. How's the weather? You getting hammered with snow out there or what? I tell you one thing. That's one thing I don't miss. No how, no way. I need a little water. Well, you know what? Christ almighty. I mean that's good in a way, but in the same token, the hit, people take a lot of hit. Another restaurant owner I know out here, I don't know how he does it, but he maintained all his prices. So whether he was overpriced in the beginning or just, dealing with it, whatever, it's tough. It really is tough out there. I don't know how they're doing it. I mean, back in the day, I'd try to keep at least, anyway, I would give myself up to 28%. Okay. The ratio, what I put out and what I took in and stuff like that. It's a tough market. It really is a tough market. Okay, I will. I'm going to start doing that again, if you don't mind. It's Facebook is tough, brother. I mean, I'll put something up, and I'll get 3 or 4 people on it. And I got close to 3,000 followers on Facebook, and I mean, it's tough to post something up there. You know what I got? One thing has been coming around here on my other channel, on the keto channel. I'm getting a lot of hits on older shorts. I don't put up shorts no more because to me it's a waste of time right now. In the beginning it was good because you know why? I wasn't monetized. Now once I'm monetized, they just dropped off. So it's in a little game with YouTube and stuff like that. But all of a sudden I got one that went from 700 and some, and it just popped up last night. I sat up in bed and looked at it. What the hell? It was almost 6,000 views on it. So what I did was I made sure to make sure YouTube noticed it so I get paid for it. And you know what I made? 91 cents, brother. 91 cents. Pretty funny. That is cool today. Okay, we're between 45, 50, 60. The other day we threw a curveball to everybody. It was like a 70 in the day. I had a sweatshirt on. I like to sweat to death. Nancy, hello. Nancy, how you doing? How you been? All right? Yeah. Pat, I got a question for you. Do you do a lot of cooking at home? Pretty funny. Okay, so all right. What happened here with my the Sunday Dinner Chef? This sort of thing took off where I'm getting a lot of views from different chefs from around the world. I just connected with a guy today from the UK, and it's nice talking, to somebody else and how they do things. So I'm trying to bring more people into how can I put it? Do a live with, you know what I mean? I always with Charlie from Cooking Secrets for Men, and he's a great conversation. He always carries the conversation. He's a great interview with people that he deals with in Milwaukee, where he lives, and he just came back from Italy. So we're trying to collaborate a little bit back and forth. I'm gonna his schedule, my schedule, and everything else like that. Trying to bring people together with that as far as who's cooking and doing what. And it's just not necessarily chefs. I mean, it's anybody who cooks. That's why I was asking. Yeah, I get that. I mean, if you're still working and stuff like that, it's really tough. It really, really is. That I mean, I understand that completely. Um, if I wasn't retired and if I was still working, I wouldn't have a YouTube channel. That's for sure. Because it is time consuming. I just asked because of certain, just from watching everybody else, your wheels got to be turning inside your head about what you want to do, or if you like to cook or whatever. That's basically what I was getting at. Man, I tell you, the weather out today was like 40s. It was a little chilly, but you know what? Not bad. A lot better than what it was 118, 120 degrees. I couldn't believe that for sure. Yeah, working and trying to keep the family together and doing a lot of stuff like that. I mean, if you have the passion for, obviously, you like cooking and food and stuff like that. So the other reason why is I got something planned for you, brother. I got something planned for you, and I just wanted to know. That's all. So we got something coming down the line for Bat 13. That's for sure. Nancy, how you been? All right. How's the weather going, kiddo? Let's see what else we got going here. Quentin Nelson, what's up, brother? How you been? Hope everything's okay with you there, Quentin. I appreciate you stopping in, really do. I'm on live for is basically this channel here. I definitely need watch hours. There's something goofed up with YouTube. They gave me some malarkey about more people are watching on big screen TVs than they are on their computers or on their phones. So that's it. No, man, but I just want to know how you hope you're all right. I know you said the other night that you were back in at the emergency room. I hope they get to the crux of the matter. What's going on with you there, partner? That's really bad. Can't feel that way. I'm dealing with a couple little issues. I mean, minor. Basically old age. I mean, I just hit when I hit 70, everything started going downhill. But I've been dealing with a couple minor issues, and it's sort of conflicting with what I do with keto. So nothing to do with how I cook or eat or anything else like that. It's just I'm trying to put two things together. My doctor hates what I'm doing completely. So I mean, basically that's where I'm at with that stuff. So, everybody saying hello to one another. When you had some interesting stuff on Facebook. I like that kind of stuff, and I'm glad you're doing. I'm glad you're getting out of the house and going to start doing something, with your volunteering and stuff. Means a lot. Means a lot to a lot of people. Really does. Sure does. Let's see what else is going on here. Let me look. Let me look around. Was having a hip. I knew that. Oh, Jesus. Nicole had surgery and complications, so she was. Oh, God Almighty. Well, I tell you one thing: if you didn't have bad luck, you wouldn't have no luck at all, brother. Jesus, crying out loud, that's crazy. Quint, you got to exactly. I thought everybody has takes retirement different, and especially if you have any kind of you get hit with something or whatever. Uh, you got to stay active. You got to keep the mind going. I tried everything when we retired. And I went back to cooking. That's I have an opportunity to go back and oversee a restaurant. All right, to make sure things are running this and that. I don't have the gum. I don't have the stamina. Let's put it that way. So I applaud anybody that can get out and do something, whether you get paid or not, just to get out of the house. That means a lot. Really does. Huh. Yeah, right, Bat. I mean, God Almighty. Like that's what I said. If he didn't have bad luck, he wouldn't have no luck whatsoever. I hope Nicole's better. Jesus, I don't know. It's crazy. It's completely crazy. I I go to the doctor and it's almost like a jousting. We go back and forth and everything like that because look, I'm not bad mouthing doctors. We all need doctors and stuff like that when it comes to that special moment. But they know nothing about nutrition. Nothing. Okay? So for them to turn around and tell you, well, follow this or follow that, okay, they're full of shit. Excuse my French. Not good. Not good. So there's a couple, I call them TV doctors on YouTube that I do follow, and they make a lot of sense. And on the other channel, the keto channel, this guy here, it helped me. It actually reversed a lot of symptoms that I had. But then I started doing. Everybody see this on TV, the advertisements, Ozempic. Okay. Well, yeah, I had an equivalent to Ozempic. It was called Trulicity. I went on it, and that's when I'm having trouble now. I've been off it. Let's see, I was on it for 9 or 10 months. Okay, and I started having stomach issues. I got off it, but now I'm having more problems. Right away, the doctor, oh, it's keto, the keto, the keto guy, and all that stuff when I go into the office. So now we're dealing with this, with this bull crap. So I don't know. Let's see what's going on here. You know what? Anybody want to come up? Let me see if I can get this posted up here. I haven't done this in so long. I have no clue. Let me see. I'm gonna post it if somebody wants to come up. Let's see how we doing this. Oh, there it is. It went up. Look at that. I'm gonna go over to the YouTube side and see what's going on. Get it going here. Content. You believe I gotta go to my... Well, that ain't working. I don't know. Let's see what happens. So Terry, did you get any relief from this? I'm not trying. I'm trying to keep up with the chat. I'm gonna have a little grape juice here. It was one of them days. I'm trying to get into the Christmas spirit. Okay, I'm trying to get into the Christmas spirit with everything, and I'm having a hard time. I don't know, getting older or whatever. It just seems everything seems so commercialized anymore, and I don't know. It just don't feel right for some reason. And what else I got going here? I'm trying to see what's on the YouTube side. Let me go here. Let me go to my channel. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, it's up on YouTube side too. I'm waiting to see if Charlotte and and if Grumpus is coming up. Grumpus was a shock to me, really was, because we were chatting, a couple times. He goes up every once in a while. My friend and I were watching the grandson. I tell you what, I'll get back to Grumpus in a minute. Quint, that's one of the best feelings you can ever have. All right, I seen a post the other day about um, your father, and then your father with your kids. I mean, it's priceless, and it's great, really, especially this time of the year. I mean, what's better off than seeing them little eyes looking at the Christmas lights and stuff like that? So he's a handsome dude too, by the way, unbelievable. But getting back, like today, me and Marie were getting ready to start cooking. She's telling me what she wanted to do, the whole bit back with her mom and stuff like that. And it seems like the older we get, that's all we talk about is the old days, and it doesn't look like like the future. And I try to stay as positive and look to the future with things. But man, it's crazy. I mean, everything seems to be more or less computer driven. We never had Black Friday. We never had Cyber Monday. Never had none of that stuff. And I'm not trying to be the old guy here, but I am. My grandson, he's going to be 60. He gets screwed, this poor kid, because his birthday's on the 16th and then Christmas on the 25th. So I got to make sure I do something special for him. He's going to be 16. Now that's a big breaking point. And all of a sudden, Quint, you'll see them when they're this big, okay, and you're really close, and then all of a sudden you start seeing, a little separation of time, and you know, you want to come over to Pop's house. In the beginning, yeah, they love it. Okay, until they hit that certain age, nah, I don't want to. And that's where I'm at right now with my two grandsons. So I'm trying to talk to big guy, and he's 22. I'm trying to talk to him into going into Metro, into police work. And I don't know, he might. I really don't know. But hey, who knows? It's stable work, I think. Too much, too much. So, what's everybody's plans for the holidays? Staying home? What are we cooking? This time of the year, I enjoy different. I like to watch different videos, different people cooking and stuff like that. Different takes on. I grew up on the East Coast. I'm Irish. All my friends are Italian. So Christmas Eve was the big day, the big night, I guess, for food. Christmas Day was, turkey, the same kind of stuff. Oh man, holy crap! Wow, wow, the 10th and 11 months apart. That's crazy. That's crazy. My two brothers have passed. My older brothers, the one I was in partners with in restaurant business, he was the oldest boy, and then one next to me that were 8 years apart. They were both born November 26th, both on the same day, and they both passed in the month of September, 1 or 2 years apart. Kind of scary. So amazing. Yeah, my two grandsons are uh, both wizards. I mean, with the computers and stuff like that. And so when I get a hold of them, come on, you want to go do something or whatever. It's really hard for me to wrap my head around what they want to do. You know what I mean? It's you know, I took them, I took the youngest guy to the Mob Museum. That's the best thing I know. Uh, I met my youngest December 6th. Okay, Irish twins. That's right. That's 100% right. 100% right. It's scary. I mean, you don't have that kind of talk anymore. So today, Marie was cooking. It was Marie's turn to cook. We try to do on Seniors Food and Life. We try to do on a Friday. We try to get that, and that's basically unedited, maybe a little bit here and there if I curse or something. And we try to put that up, and that's just us two together. So today she made stuffed meatballs with mozzarella cheese, little small ones, not a lot, and that was going to be placed in sauce. And then she made potato balls, and I looked at it, I said, I didn't know they had them, but we sort of got into a little bit of an argument about. I said it's Irish potatoes, just pat them down, and everything gets fried. She baked everything, so we had a blast. We were just doing that kind of stuff. That's what we do. That's how we get along with things. It's not that we're stuck in a house or anything like that, but we do get around. Out here in Vegas, the whole idea is you want to go out and have a good time. You go see a show, whatever, but you try to stay away from the casinos because that's where the problems start. So, ooh, 16-pound prime rib. Quinn, how are you going to do it? You're going to do it in a conventional oven, or are you going to do it on a grill, on a pit? That does sound good. I used to do that 7 days a week. We used to make prime rib. Yeah, 16 pounds. Okay, in the oven. Now, what I used to do is we used to get what they call the 109s, and that was in the mesh, fat cap on it. All right, and it was one, two. There was 3 to a case, and on a busy weekend this time of the year, I would do 9 of them. Okay, we did them in a slow cooker. Actually, what they call the Alto Sham, where you would open the door and you put the rocks in. But what I would do is I would take them out of the netting, and I would open up the fat cap, and that's where I would put my seasoning, and then throw the fat cap on it again and resock it. And we cooked them overnight. Yeah, I don't like it either. I like a convention. I like that crispy fat cap on there and cooked. Yeah, we actually made them rare, and because then I could always, if somebody want them. I have a funny story. Me and Marie know each other from high school. We met at a CYO dance. We danced. Okay. I asked her for a phone number. She told me no. And mother doesn't allow boys to call her house. I think we were 14 or 15 years old. And then we went our separate ways. And then when I had the restaurant, she came to work. A friend of ours said, Marie Chiara? I said, yeah, sure do. She said she needs a job, blah, blah, going through a divorce, whatever. Okay. Marie comes to work for us. So her first night, the first night she told my sister-in-law that she had experience as a waitress. Well, Marie comes out of the walk-in box with a big tray, 8 salads on it, trips and falls, and all the salads go across the room. My brother looked at me and he said, who the hell is that? I said, that's probably going to be my next wife. So, she worked hard all the time. She was always a hard worker. So one night we had a problem because we had a steak and seafood restaurant. So the seafood was shrimp, lobster was the big seller, clams, oysters, mussels, right down the line. So one night she had a big table, and she comes in. Comes in with the lobster dinner. And she said, the lady at the table said the lobster's not fresh. Now, you got to understand, we had a lobster tank that held 500 pounds of lobster. It was actually 500 gallons of water, salt water, that held, I think it was close to 350 to 400 gallons, I forget, of lobster. Fresh. We get them in every day. We got new lobster coming in every day. my brother lost it. Okay. Son of a bitch. Out he goes. Where's the table? He goes out to the table. On his way out to the table, he goes into the lobster tank and he takes out a live lobster. and he's carrying this live lobster. So now we had anywhere between a pound and 3/4 to 2 1/4 pounds lobster. We had them separated, so the bigger ones and the small ones. So he grabbed the small one, went out to the table, and dropped it on the table in front of the woman. You tell me my lobster's not fresh, blah, blah, blah. He went nuts. So he picks up the lobster, okay? So I reheated the lobster that she had and sent Marie took it back out again. So Marie goes to the lady. She said, "Aren't you glad you didn't have the prime rib? He would have walked the cow in from outside." I mean, it was just totally funny. I mean, just the way it ran like that. So our combative, I guess our camaraderie from that point until we got married was that's how we dealt with things. So if me and her right now cook, I'm going to do a live one night with just me and her. Just put the camera on, not even tell her the camera's on, and that would be great. I mean, it would be funny as hell because she's feisty. She'll come back at you in a heartbeat. So I love it. I really do. Unbelievable. We turn around and now it's just the two of us. I mean, we'll go to my daughter's house usually on Christmas Eve, but it's different. Everything's totally different. My house, I used to do this Feast of the Seven Fishes. I used to do all kinds of different lobster, whatever it was. Now nobody goes for that kind of stuff. Now everything is prepackaged or whatever, or it doesn't feel the same to me anyway. So, but that's how it is. So we'll do our little thing. I mean, I told her, I says, July, I can put up the Christmas tree. We can have Christmas then. Time doesn't matter like that anymore. It's getting shorter and shorter and shorter. So, I'm too much. Let's see what's going on here. Let me come over to the other side. I'm trying to keep things rolling back with between what we're doing. I'm trying to stay busy is what I'm trying to do. This channel here, like I said earlier, is more or less, my way of getting away from the keto police and all that stuff from the other channel. But that channel picked up quite a bit, and I guess I'm getting a different group. I did have a problem with YouTube, and I confronted them about it, and they said, "Oh, there is a problem with getting your stuff out. It really is." So that sort of changed a little bit. But this channel here took off, but the watch hours are just like gone. I mean, I don't understand what's going on with it. Too funny. Anybody want to come up? I posted it. Let me see if I can pin this. I haven't done a live in so long. I don't even know what I'm doing. Let me see if I can put this up. There we go. So, Quentin, how old is that little guy now? Guggen, what's up, brother? How you been? I'm looking for trying to get watch hours. That's what I'm doing, AJ. This channel here is sort of slacking back on watch hours. I don't get it. I really don't understand it. Let's see what's going on. Well, you got 9 in them. Appreciate that. Really do. I pinned anybody want to come up for a little bit? Come on up. I didn't want to jump on Trumpet. I mean, I know he goes live every time, and then Robert was on from Smoking Barbecue. Went up with them a little bit, but so AJ, have you made your eggnog yet? Check it out, pretty good. Gotta be careful though with that. You really do. Now they're talking a lot of the eggs they're talking about with bird flu and stuff like that. We're having a hard time with eggs out here. This is the last time I'll do it. A couple days ago, I couldn't find. I usually buy 18 or a 24 pack of eggs. Couldn't find them. 1 dozen, $7.99. I ain't gonna do that no more. I'll do it out. I've been doing a series on my podcast about. Uh, uh, yeah, okay, yeah, good, yeah. That's hmm. Just wanted to know if you beat, gonna beat the eggs up in that, put it in a vacuum sealer, and then sous vide. Yeah, you could. I guess you can get away with that. Hmm. Yeah. I used to make it all the time in this one place I used to work at Yankee Clipper. The only time I did it was at there would be after service, and it would be between 11 to 2 o'clock in the morning. I had a real hard time with the um, AQI guys in the county that would come in and watch or do that. We weren't really supposed to do that in a licensed alcohol licensed environment back in New Jersey anyway. All right, what we got here? I'm coming in. Make sure this thing is pinned. Sure is. Okay. Yeah, so like I was saying, with this channel here, I just try to be myself and just cook, trying to keep my brain sharp as far as what I used to cook in the past a whole bit and bring it back up again. But some things I cook right now, I don't do a lot of fish on here. Marie don't eat fish. So even trying to get fish out here is nuts. It's completely nuts. I mean, the market is for all the big casinos and all their stuff, but to buy it in a like a Winco or a Smart and Final or a chef's shop, I think it's called. It's really hard. Really, really is hard. The bearded Italian. What's going on, brother? How you been? I haven't seen you in a little bit. Everybody knows Brian. Let's see here. You know what I've been forgetting to do? I've been man, I ain't done this in such a long time. There we go. Okay. Trying to keep up with everything here. Just getting old shit, boy. This is not fun. Okay. All right. Nancy, I didn't see you down there. I'm sorry
Oh,
to
there you
keep
go.
you.
That's okay.
I'm sorry to keep you in the basement like that.
I've only been there a few minutes.
You almost felt like the redheaded stepchild.
I'm good.
Unbelievable. How you doing? All right?
I'm doing good. Just had those some days, and I don't know why I'm not going because I do not have YouTube up.
Oh, okay.
But I'm doing good and everything. My hip gives me trouble every once in a while, and I'm just like, get on and keep on going.
This getting old stuff. Well, I tell you one thing, it's not made for sissies, that's for sure.
No, it's not.
Unbelievable. Well, we got 9 in here. This channel for some odd reason is suffering from watch hours. I don't understand.
We all are.
You know what? I confronted YouTube. I sent them 4 or 5 emails, okay, thinking that they're not going to get back to me, right? But you know what? Lo and behold, they did.
Oh, wow.
I had some person get back to me, and they sort of told me it was like a live chat, wasn't AI, whatever. And they're saying that well, it seems to be that according to them, I'm being watched a lot on big screen TVs, not on computers, where people don't have the capability or they don't know how to respond from a big screen TV. So I sort of took that and I thought about it because at night, when I'm laying in bed, or whatever, I have
Yeah.
YouTube on the big screen TV, and I don't answer anybody. I don't put anything down on it. So that made sense to me.
Yeah. Only thing you can do on the TV is hit the thumbs up. If you press up, you can scroll over to hit thumbs up. You can't comment.
Yeah.
So there's no way to comment, but you can do the thumbs up.
I turned around. What I did was, and there's a way you can go to your phone, okay, and you can, while you're watching, it'll come up on your phone on YouTube, and you can use your phone as the keyboard. I didn't know that, and I guess a lot of people don't know that. But the problem is that I put videos up on here. I answer people this and that, and I don't pursue it like I do on the keto shot. Okay, on the keto side.
Right.
Keto side, I have a lot of controversy. I have a lot of people come back at me about things. Okay, so it's more combative than anything. You know what I'm saying? And,
Exactly.
And I all of a sudden I seem like I'm more and more involved with that. With the combative side of it, trying to justify things. And finally I said, you know what, the hell with it. This channel, I try to relax on this channel. I try to, cook different ways. And what people don't realize is that if I did one back in the summer. I was in a collaboration about, something about 4th of July or All American Foods or whatever.
Right.
And I made hot dogs on an electric grill, okay? And I put it in a bun and I had made onions and whatever. And I went off camera like I was going to eat it. And what I did was I put it over here and Marie bit into it. And I took about, this is good. Because I wasn't eating bread, you know what I mean? So
Exactly.
it's kind of tricky on this channel. And I had people call me out. You're a phony. One channel you don't eat this, and the other channel you're making this and that. I don't get it. I don't understand people, and I'm not here to complain about it. But in the same token, though, I try to go to my past in restaurant business when it was chaotic and different things that I was making and stuff like that. A lot of the collabs I like, and so it is what it is. But I don't know. It's just YouTube seems to be changing a little bit. Like yourself. We started out really, 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 really slow, and all of a sudden, bang! You jump up with stuff. I have one friend, Gulf Coast Granny. All right, she's trying. All of a sudden, she started. Me and her. She yelled at me because I said, you do your knitting and stuff. I don't knit. I crochet. So sorry.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like we have developed a nice family. A bunch of us, together.
Oh yeah.
Even if everybody don't say anything. I always watch everybody. In fact, I go through the night where I watch a lot of stuff. Whether I don't comment, I'll give it a thumbs up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But as far as watch hours, it's just not going. It's just not going. And from what I get on my phone about the channel and what I get on a computer, 2 different numbers.
I know.
Way off.
I know. It's like, what's going on? That's like, and you try something, you want to contact somebody, and it's like they have no phone number, and it's like if you email, it's like lost in space somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. So, how you doing? All right?
I'm doing good. I think I have a soy allergy.
Oh,
Yeah, because my right eye, it was certain things I was eating. All of a sudden, it swells, and it's flaky and itchy, just like my hands were doing. And so I took a week off and not eating anything as far as like the spices that they use. And they use Kinder spices,
okay.
which is, that's a good brand and everything,
Yeah.
but I knew it was something I was eating. So yesterday I did an experiment because Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I didn't have anything and my eye was down. So they found Texas Roadhouse butter. And that it has not made with any real butter or anything else, but it's made with soy. So I
Mm.
took some and put it on a piece of bread, and I ate it. I woke up this morning, and yeah, my eye
Really?
was like somebody socked me in my eye,
Holy crap.
and I'm like, yep, So I've got to start watching that.
What I noticed a lot of the hidden starches and stuff because in all them shakes they put starch in it, so it don't clump together. So you got to be careful with that kind of stuff also.
Oh yeah, and we had we made tacos. We had the flour tortilla wraps.
Hmm.
It's got
Yep.
soybean oil in it.
You can't
I
get away
didn't
from
look before I ate it. I ate it before, and then I looked.
it. Nancy, I every Monday I do it on the other channel. I do a podcast, okay, and I talk about food. It's Tom's Real Food Podcast, and what I do is I try to because all the recalls now, all right, and to me it's all bullshit because
Yeah.
it's about money. That's all it's about. Okay. If they believe me, if there was a problem with food, it would be all over the all over the news and stuff like that. So I got to the point where I was doing one, and Marie come through the door, okay, and she said, "What are you doing?" Like put it on pause. I stopped it. I said, "What are you talking about?" She said, "You're yelling and screaming at the TV, at the screen. You're freaking out of your mind, screaming about something." I didn't realize it, but I triggered up, and I just was gone about what they're doing to us. You know what I mean? It's not what they are doing. I mean, it's just how we are embedded, okay, with the commercials and all the different stuff. Thanksgiving. What's the big recall? Carrots. Okay, carrots are in a lot of stuff for Thanksgiving. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just it just kept going. But she said, "You're out of your mind, yelling and screaming." It took me 4 or 5 tries to get through this podcast without losing my temper. Yelling and screaming. So I said, "Whoa, man, something ain't right with that one."
That means you had a passion about it.
Too funny. I mean, you could see
Hi, Terry.
some spots where I lose my mind, and it's just I don't know.
It is because it's aggravating because it's like they don't realize a lot of it. They don't realize people with food allergies. If you do something to a product, you're jeopardizing somebody's life.
Well, I turned around on one of them. I said, actually, it's one that's coming up because I pre-record them. And what I do is I try to get information on it, so I'm not spewing something that's not right. But coming from the restaurant business, okay, if there was a recall on chicken, all right, and because any kind of recall is usually after the fact.
Yeah.
It's like calling 911 and saying, I just got home, my house was robbed, and then they can't fix it right then and there. So the recall. So now if all of a sudden if I'm using chicken throughout the night, and it was that stuff that was recalled, I'm out of business. You know what I mean? So they got to come up with a different way of doing this stuff, or stop the fear mongering, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
What it is. I mean, I don't know. I just
Well, the one that got me the most was the cucumbers.
Daddy Dutch, and it's what? It just went nuts. It just went even further.
I was like, really? How?
I got one better for you, Nancy. One better for you. Butter. They made a big headline about butter, 80,000 pounds of butter from Costco. Okay? Recalled 80,000 pounds because it was a labeling issue. Nothing wrong with the butter, but it was a label issue.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, God almighty.
Most of them was because of a label issue, or they didn't put in there possible of let's see how they did. Manufactured or produced on same equipment as milk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
mean,
the allergy things. And I'm like, you can't
it's
catch
what,
that before the product goes out onto the shelves.
Nancy, when it first came out, it said butter recall because of milk. I went, hello, where's it made from? You know what I mean? I mean, that I don't know. I just, you know what? I'm in a way, I'm glad I'm out of the restaurant business. I really am because you know why? It's just too nuts. Lori, hello, how you doing? Prepping for heaven? I haven't been keeping up with the chat, and I'm sorry. Anybody want to come up? I left at the top of on YouTube. It's pinned. Daddy Dutch saying hello to
No.
everybody.
And here's a perfect example. Archway cookies.
Yeah.
Okay. Campbell's makes Archway cookies.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the cashew nougat ones don't have on the label. It has no milk, but it does not have in the label processed on the same equipment as milk, nuts, soy, whatever, blah blah blah, like it's supposed to. Well, they got them for me, and I had to, and Anastasia had to. Within 30 minutes, she had to have a Benadryl. She was
Jeez.
having a reaction. I
I know.
emailed them and I asked them. I said, I email Campbell's, do y'all make Archway cookies?" Customer service person back. Yes, we do. I said, do they make the cashew noodles on the same equipment as y'all do, like the gingerbread and the other cookies that have milk? Yes, but they wash in between. I said, they're not washing good enough. And I let the person have it. I never heard anything back from them. No apology, no nothing.
No, usually it works that way because, you know, I keep bragging about the meat packers. There's 4 in the world that pack meat, okay? I think it's JBS out of Brazil who is the biggest, okay? Who control the prices, who are choking out the smaller guys, you know, in our country here. Anyway,
Yeah.
they're the ones that control the prices. But the manufacturers, once you start getting into some, all of a sudden, all these people are having trouble. McDonald's. Okay, now I'm going to be clear about this. I don't advocate for McDonald's, whatever, but having a McDonald's once in a while is not going to kill you.
Exactly.
They turned around. All right. Let's see. I might have an echo from me, so I might have to put my headphones on. Thanks for pointing that out. I appreciate that. How about now?
How about now? There we go.
Okay, good. I'm sorry about that. So, McDonald's, all of a sudden, they had the E. coli. All right?
Mhm.
And it said, headlines, McDonald's, quarter pounder, E. coli recall from onions. McDonald's don't chop their own onions. That's farmed out. Okay? They don't trust, a 16-year-old with a knife cutting onions. They just don't do that. You know what I mean? So, but they took the hit. So, they took the hit on it, and the next thing you know is, I said, what about going back? So that was, I think that's why Marie come running in, going, about it. Amazing, simply freaking amazing. But what are you gonna do? I mean, I keep telling Marie, I'm old now, all right, and the way things, I keep saying, well, the way things used to be, and I'm trying not to do that. But it has really changed. Things have really
Oh
changed.
yeah, it has. Because behind the scenes, I talk to a lot of people behind the scenes, and we do the same thing. I remember when, and it's like, and we compare 70s, 80s, 90s to now, and how much it's changed and everything, and especially when they process food. It's like, I am really hoping that that the new people that are coming into office will, crack down on these companies, the manufacturers. Like, people have food allergies, and you've got to put this label on there and this, that, and the other, because, Anastasia only had 2 of those cookies, but if she had more, we would probably have been at the hospital.
Yeah. See, and me personally, okay, we need a change. We definitely need a change
Mhm.
on in this type of environment because you know what, uh, the status quo is not good. The status quo is all right now. What
Mhm.
I turned around and I started checking out about the recalls. So now the algorithm, that's all they do. They send me all this stuff about the recalls and stuff. Yeah, you know what? No, I have it locked. I have it shut down, Lori. No, I don't have nothing on. That's
You know, when
crazy.
you put your headphones on, the echo went away. So,
Okay, that's because I had my. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna shut off. How about now?
oh, you're so good. I don't hear it no more.
Okay. So
It's gone.
what I was getting to was that if the FDA and who's in Congress and this and that and Big Food wants to expand their, it's all about this. No matter what,
Right.
it's. Let's see. There you go, Lori. No echo now. Okay, that was it. I had my mic open again. So yeah, I mean, so that was my biggest thing. Well, let's see, because it's all about the money. That's basically what it is. I mean,
Exactly.
yeah, a lot of restaurants they use prepackaged stuff, and now I'm not denigrating anybody who it opens up a business where they'll cut and process foods for it. But all these recalls are nothing but processed foods. That's all it
Yeah.
is. Taken from the field into a place, cutting it up, packaging it, and sending it out. That's where the problem is. So I don't know.
Yeah, because that's what I noticed too. Because it was like when they were trying to do the fresh vegetables and everything, and then it's like it didn't really get people's attention. But then when it came to like the prepackaged food, the crackers or the cookies or whatever it was like everybody just wanted to panic. It was like, oh, I can't get that. I'm like, what do you expect?
Yeah, yeah.
It's mass manufacturing
The,
so that could get it on the shelves and everything.
the rabbit holes that people jump down into. Okay, I remember. I keep saying I remember. Here we go again. Right? Oh, back in the day, but I remember now when we used to get hanging meat. I used to cut my own.
Mm-hmm.
I used to cut my own ribeyes, and also back then ribeyes was a no-no because it was too fatty. Okay, so when I was in
Yeah.
the restaurant business, it was zero. You don't want no fat, more, this and that. So you played to everybody's game with it. You went through the hoops with the FDA and stuff like that, local health inspectors and stuff like that. And if I would give the health inspector a dinner or a lunch, I got my sticker and then we put it on the wall and off you go. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Just like they do on the TV shows.
yeah. So I mean that's just the way it was. That was the way it was done. So uh,
See, Hollywood has it pegged. Whatever is done in Hollywood, it's already been done. I'm sure everybody know that. If
but I'm not saying that now. I'm not saying that exists now. I don't know. It's just completely crazy. But I got to tell you that when I go shopping, I try to look for everybody does looks for look for the bargains and stuff like that. And
hmm
the produce, especially out here. Now, I'm sure that everything that goes to the casinos is prime time, and everything that comes back out here. So I go to a place called Sprouts. Sprouts is supposed to be
Oh
farmed
yeah.
to here. Huh. Produce looks like crap. Really does shriveled up the whole bit. You know. So I don't know. I really don't know. It's scary, and to grow your own stuff. The way the weather has been out here. Forget about it. You just can't do it. You
Oh,
just
yeah.
I got one basil leaf that I'm chomping at the bit to cut, but
Well, my stuff it was because of the soil, and both of them were organic soils. One was back to roots. It was supposed to be one of the best out there, And the other one was oh my goodness, I can't think of the name now. Um, Goodness gracious, I'll think of it anyway. Both of them are organic soil, and it just did nothing. I mean, everything finally started to grow by September. The only thing that really did really good was my dill, and that finally has finally died because of the freeze. The freezes, 19 degrees for the low and everything. So, but everything else, I mean, it was growing. Even in the cold, it was growing until last week. But
We
I
had
was
a
like,
we
yeah,
had a pepper plant out here for 5 years. It kept coming back, kept coming back. I mean, I only get 2 or 3 peppers out of it. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
I mean, just as to going see
awesome.
now, Daddy Dutch. Now, if anybody doesn't follow Dutch, but you should because he grows peppers. Okay, really good stuff. This is what I'm talking about. You know, growing your own stuff and everything like that, and using it. So, Dutch, what? How was the peppers this year? He said, I got to tell you what. He sent me out some stuff. Well, I tell you what, make your hair stand straight up and curl at the same
I'm
time.
like, it was Miracle Grow. So I got their organic soil, and like nothing. I mean, nothing. It it would grow. It was sprout like it's supposed to, and then that was it. It would just die, and I'm just like, I even got a liquid fertilizer to and put it out there. Well, by
Hmm.
August, I was hurting so bad, and it was so hot here. I'm just like, if it rains, it rains. I just couldn't get out there to water every day, and then it did rain, and then my sage was maybe a half an inch each
Really?
leaf. It was like
Uh,
looked like baby sage. I just left it. So some of the herbs I probably will like grow later. And then I had a little animal. I guess it was I don't know if it was a raccoon or squirrel or whatever. It would dig up. It dug up my corn kernels. I replanted those. That they didn't do anything. So I think some things that I planted might grow next year because with the soil the way it did, everything just sunk to the bottom because it's not aerated good enough and no nutrients. But so I'm just like, well, maybe everything I planted will just grow better than they did this year. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see.
hey, Ginger, how you doing? Nice for you to come in, and I appreciate it very much. Thank you. Ginger's got a great channel. Uh, you know, growing stuff and everything. I know she had. Ginger, did you get the chicken squared away? I remember you talking about your chickens. Great stuff. Also, she has a great seasoning. I don't know if she's selling it or not, but I tell you what, woo, really good. In fact, we used it today. The fact of the matter is, see, back in the day, back in North Carolina, um, I bought 17 acres of ground, and then I got banged with bladder cancer. So we sort of took things to the earth, and Marie, I tell you what, Marie could grow just about anything, and we worked hard at that and trying to get my health back and get away from the
Hmm.
doom and the gloom and stuff. So we ate off the land, pretty much. And it helped. It really did help. But I mean, trying to get to that same place again is really hard. Really, really is
Oh, I
hard.
know. Because that was my goal this year. Growing season, everything was I was going to grow and then either freeze it or dehydrate it, and that way I would have it all winter long. And it's like it just did nothing, and I'm like, okay. So, listening to Joe over at Garden State Gardener, he was talking about biochar and everything, which comes from the ashes. When you burn wood and everything, is the ashes, and they add nutrients to it. So I've definitely got to do something different for next year's growing season. But also, I was late. I did direct sowing, and so I've got to get. um, like solo cups or something other, so I can start it inside again earlier, like it's supposed to be.
As I said, I got basil right now, and I could count probably about, I don't know, maybe 10 or 15 that are about maybe an inch tall. And I got lights on. I mean, I watch everybody grow. Like I said, Marie had never had a problem. The atmosphere out here is different. Just flat out different.
Oh yeah.
I bought potting soil and all that stuff, but it's just not the same. For some odd reason, we're having trouble with it. So that's right, Lori. We Italians, good stuff. Really is good stuff. But with that said, just to buy it, I would buy the plant in the store, and I think I was paying like $5.99, $6 for it. Pick a few off while I would cook, make a video with it, and then it die. It just flat out die. Marie, I have a jar where she would dry the
Right.
leaves that were falling off, stuff like that. But nothing like growing your own kind of stuff like that, and we're just picking it up in there. And health wise, all right, you're better off with that. All fresh ingredients. On the other channel, that's what I rail with. Okay, a lot of these people that are claiming keto and stuff like that, what they want to do, it's all bullcrap because it's all other added ingredients. I try to cook clean. Okay,
Right.
broccoli. What's the ingredients? Broccoli. you know, you know,
Exactly.
a piece of beef. What's in it? Beef. you know, and I try not to go too far with that. And it's really simple to do. This channel is where I go off the rails. Okay, not off the rails, but I cook normal to get. My whole purpose is to try to get other people to start cooking. It's not hard. It's not hard to do.
Right.
Stop the Uber Eats, and all that other garbage. Go to the store yourself. Don't go use Instacart. You got somebody that's getting paid by the hour, picking your stuff out, your food for you, and put it in a bag. They could care less. You know.
Exactly.
So
That's like I got some um it's Bob Red Mills organic flour, bread flour. But it's from Bob's Red Mill. So tonight I made a loaf of bread. Today I
mhm.
made a loaf of bread. But I put my own seasoning. We have um rosemary, thyme, oregano, and I made that a mix myself and put that in the bread with some onion and garlic powder because they buy them separately. Well, they have the Kinder mixes, but they also will buy in the bulk of garlic powder and stuff.
Are you
So I've
talking
been
about
making.
Tommy Spice? Are you making Tommy Spice?
Yes, I am. And of course, I had put some salt in there. So I
Yep.
took some up to Anastasia earlier. That's why I said, give me about 15 minutes or so. She goes, can I have some more bread? Because I told her rosemary's in it. She loves rosemary, especially the rosemary chicken I make for her. And I said, yeah. I said, there's a whole loaf. But this time when I did, why I raised the first time, and then I'll knead it again and put it in the loaf pan and let it rise for 30 minutes. But I made the slices, but then put the top on it. I have organic oatmeal. So I just put some oatmeal on top of it. And I was just like, oh, it came out so nice. I love it.
Yeah. I
But
mean, everybody takes it to the point where, look, I'm not a computer scientist, okay, but I navigate enough to get through to put out a video or something like that. That's my point. And if you can just use basic ingredients, it comes out delicious. I mean,
exactly.
mixing up a powdered mix that was in. I This is not the channel that I rail against, but on the keto channel, I get in trouble. I get a lot. I get a lot of people come back at me and stuff, and I don't give a damn because you know what? They got to prove to me that what they're putting out is good. Show me,
Exactly. Hmm.
show me that's the way it's supposed to be because they can't. They just can't do it.
Exactly. Well, that's like I'm been now. Some days I do good, and it's always the third day for some reason or another. I do no carbs for breakfast, no carbs for lunch, and then I have my dinner. If I start at 5:30, I have that whole hour to 6:30 to eat my dinner, snacks, sweets, whatever I want. It's called the low carbohydrate addicts diet. And I've lost weight several times doing that, and it always works for me. But always by the third day is the hardest for me for some reason or another. And it's like, okay, when I get over that third day hump, I do all right. But this trying to figure out what was going on with my eye and everything, and it's like it clear up, and then all of a sudden, bam, again. I'm just like, okay, it's the itching, the swelling. It was like what my hands were doing when I had the alpha gall, and I was like, okay, it's something I'm eating. And
Sure.
between Kim Burris and I, we figured out it was the soy. And I started looking at those Kinder Spices and hydrogenated soy, corn
Yeah.
oil, this, that, and the other. I'm just like, you got to be kidding me.
There's a doctor that he does proper human diet. Ken Berry, his name, Dr. Ken Berry. He's good. He's a good guy. I go back and forth watching what he does, and he's basically on the same playing field as I'm at. But he turns around and says, I questioned him. I said, you're pushing this carnivore diet, which is fine. And if you just want to eat nothing but meats and stuff like that, that's fine. But it's expensive. If you don't
Yes.
have the money to do it, you can't pay for it. So let's see. Be proud of your fat. You go, Dutch. Don't keep going. Do it your way. If you're losing weight, do it your way, brother.
Awesome.
Yeah. Don't. I mean, just there's no set diet. Okay. It's everybody's different as far as their metabolism is concerned, and that's what I said about this doctor here. He said I had posted something to him, and he came right back at me. With a post. You can eat hot dogs. You can eat bologna and blah blah. I said no, you can't. Are you nuts? So not a war, but we started like a dialogue going back and forth. They're all coming out here, I think, in February to the Silverton Casino and Hotel, and they're going to be doing a keto carnivore type of conference like that. They didn't invite me last year, but I had one guy said to me, "Maybe you should come." I said, "Yeah, I know where it's at." Because I go back at them on that stuff because it's all bullcrap what they're trying to push. So
Yeah, that's like if y'all have not, y'all need to go look at the ingredients of hot dogs, bologna, Vienna sausages, and stuff like that. And it's like, Kim and I were talking about that the other day. My brother and I used to all the time eat the Vienna sausages growing up. We loved those things, and we never really looked at the label. We put mustard and ketchup on it and everything, and like little hors d'oeuvres and all. And it wasn't until my son I live with now, he was about 15, 16. He goes, Mom, have you ever looked at the label? Because he wouldn't eat them. He goes, those things are nasty. And I'm like, no. He goes, look at the label.
yeah.
And so that was like in 2008, 2009. I have never ate it since. I was like, oh my goodness, this is gross.
Now, my point is, if you are down and out and you have nothing else, or if you're at some, see, here's what I do. I mean, this is the Sunday Dinner Chef show, but we're talking about the other thing, which is fine. But what I do is, if I go to somebody's house, I don't say nothing about keto. Okay, I'll if have to like sit down and eat. I don't say nothing. That's like almost a slap in the face to somebody. Well, I eat
Right.
keto, so I can't have this. So because guaranteed you're not going back. That's the way it's at. But 9 times out of 10, if you look at the label, you won't eat it. Okay, almost guaranteed. Especially if you're health conscious or you're looking to lose weight, whatever. I have people tell me, keto's too hard to do. There's too many restrictions. Here's the restrictions: no sugar, low in carbs. Okay, basically everything has carbohydrates in it. Basically,
Right.
okay. But if you cut out the sugar, you're ahead of the game. All right.
Exactly.
If you cut out you're not. If you do that, you're not going to lose 5,000 pounds right off the bat. Okay, it's a lifestyle. You got to work at this, but to the point where you're not going to drive yourself nuts. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I make bread on this channel, and I go like this to Marie. All right, I'll try it. You know what I mean? Because I know exactly what it's going to do to me because I have type 2 diabetes. At this point, I'm not worried about the weight. Okay, I'm worried about what else.
Exactly.
It's all a trail. It's all like a
Hmm.
number trail of how things are going to work. All these vegetable
Yeah,
oil.
that's
Yeah,
right,
I mean,
Corey. Exactly.
it's all the seed oils. That's not good. Now, Lori, in a way, okay, you can have once in a while you can have it. All right, a seed oil or something like that. Not daily. Not a daily input. Yeah, and animal fats to me is the best. I mean, tallow. I mean, tallow for years you would do that. All this industrial made vegetable oils and stuff like that. Please take a corn kernel, squeeze it, see if you get any oil out of it. Okay, it's not going to happen. It's processed. So you take a cow, you rub his belly, you know there's fat there. Okay, so when you open them up, you're going to see that fat's there. So
Exactly.
and everybody's different. So I mean, I don't push. Well, you got to do it this way, or I can't talk to you no more. No, everybody works different ways. You know what I'm saying? If you swear to God you cannot afford to eat meat and stuff like that, you can get away with some sort of canned stuff like that. But I don't recommend it. I really don't.
Yeah. So when they went to my son and
Yeah, they
daughter-in-law
do.
went to the grocery store, they asked me to that what to pick up. I said, just get me a small pack of chicken. So they got me a 3-pack of chicken breast. Well, I can take that and cut that thing in half because they're so huge. Instead of 3 dinners, I've got 6 dinners or a lunch and a dinner, or and I mix it up
Yeah.
so that you know, because I've gotten to where I don't really eat that much. If I give myself that hour, I'm doing the low carb. Within 30 minutes, I'm full, and less than that. And so I'm just like, okay, I'm done. And that's the main goal of that, is to within 30, by the time you really eat in 30 minutes instead of that hour. But I was like, I really felt good when I did that. This was back in 97. So my son I live with, he was born in 93, so he was 4. I weighed 220 and I got down to 160 doing it. But I could also walk at the same, back then I could walk. So yeah, back then I was able to walk a mile and everything.
See, that's part of it right there. I got I got first of all I got to answer Dutch, Daddy Dutch. I hope it's Tito's because it's good stuff. His vodka. And Laura, you're 100% right. You are 100% right. Lard, tallow, and butter, okay, combined is better than any kind of vegetable seed oil. And you get into these stores and they grapeseed oil. And believe me, I went down that rabbit hole because I was trying every which way to get around this stuff. In a restaurant, we use vegetable oil because guess what? It's cheaper. Okay.
Hmm.
I had double fryers. I had one for seafood and one for just potatoes and any other frying. And I would change them out twice a week because we did a lot of business. And any kind of other peanut oil or anything like that was very expensive. So we went down that road as far as any kind of vegetable or any kind of fry oils. Okay,
Right.
and it's what we did. But getting back to, I would argue with people about, look, if you want to do it this way, don't fight it. Don't make it. I know one guy right now that turned around and said, I can't do this. I'm going back to Weight Watchers. Are you insane? Okay, you're going to get the scale and all this stuff, and you're going to pay for it. Just cut
Yeah.
out certain. Just cut out certain stuff. Don't worry about it. Okay. I mean, I just don't get it. I mean, and there again, um, I was ridiculed to a little bit about it early on. It's not going to last. You don't know what you're talking about. This and that. I'm living proof. I mean, so far
Exactly.
I made it to 70 so far. So I
Well,
walk in. I walk into my doctor's office, and she goes like this. Oh God, here he comes. So,
well, it's
yeah,
like when Dr. Atkins came out and everything. They said, "Oh, that was a fad," but he
that's keto.
It's keto. That's all it is. And it's like, y'all, they gave him a hard rap about it and everything. But oh,
Oh,
now
yeah.
keto is, when keto came out, I was like, that's the same
So
thing as Jack is dead. What are y'all doing?
yeah. So I turn around and here's what I say. I follow a couple doctors, and now they're getting hammered from with vegans and stuff like that. And I have no animus or I don't argue with anybody. One time I got into a little discussion with a vegan, and I said, just answer me one question. Answer me one question. Why? All right. Do you got to take supplements? Don't aren't you getting all your vitamins and stuff from the plant-based stuff that you use? Now I have nothing against vegetables. I eat a lot of vegetables on keto. Okay, I don't go that one way with all meat and stuff like that. If my numbers go nuts, now come January, I'm going to go back to my old ways of eating because I'm not going to put myself into. I think I'm smart enough to understand where I'm at. Okay,
Right. Right.
with what I'm doing. Okay, who knows? I could be killing myself the way I'm eating right now, because I am doing carb cycling. I am going in and out with the carbs. So that's my problem. But I think I can get out of it. So yep, they are. Processed oils are not, and processed foods are not. Lori, also the same thing.
Right.
So getting back to so the vegetarian or vegan was saying to me, well, you're full of baloney because you go, you're a hypocrite. You go back and eat carbs and stuff like that. I said, because I can. All right, I'm
Yeah.
eating carbs. I'm eating carbs every day. I didn't say I was zero carb ever. You
Exactly.
know what I mean?
It's called low carbs. You
Yeah.
know.
So I mean, it's just the interpretation that people have, and you know what though, I have a lot of fun. I made a lot of great friends, a lot of great people. Between both channels, the support for this channel came from the other channel
Exactly.
onto there, and that to me is fantastic. Everybody, the friendliness of everybody. Um, People say to me, I had a couple people say to me about about barbecue, and they said, I barbecued all my life. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? There ain't nothing wrong with barbecuing. Ain't nothing wrong with eating rack of ribs or anything like that, or how it's prepared. Everybody does their own way, you know.
Exactly. And that's like I've been making bread at home for a long time.
It's statute of limitation, man.
And now I just got to where I'd rather have homemade bread
There you go.
than the store bread. Now, as far as my son goes, that's different because when he has to go to work and his lunch has to sit there for 6 to 7 hours, he's got to have, but at Santa Station, I then eat the homemade bread and some peanut butter on it. I'll put some honey on it or something other, and that's something good. Now, usually I put flaxseed in it, which gives a fiber, give you more fiber. But this time I didn't. I just made my version
Good.
of Italian bread.
Yeah,
So,
and it probably don't differ from mine. That's for sure. You know what I mean?
exactly.
I've been making a lot of pastas on this channel and stuff like that. So it's much more cleaner. No, additives into it, whatever. I don't even put an egg in it no more. All right. I use a little semolina, which is double milled semolina, which makes it very fine and fluffy, and a little bit of 00 flour, salt and water. That's it. I'll let that sit, roll it out, really easy, really nice. I'll make a wider pasta. And the reason why I make a wider pasta is I don't eat as much.
Yeah.
Okay, rather than cutting it up real thin and wind up eating the whole thing, I'll have
Right.
make it up, make it a little less. Let's put it that way.
Oh,
Yeah,
exactly.
Laura, you're 100% right in moderation. Um, my problem with the moderation thing is I don't know how to do that. I don't. I mean, I have a problem with moderation, um, but Marie keeps me in check. She knows what the struggle is. She knows exactly. This time last year, I was flat on my back. because of blue anemia. I fell off stage. I was playing in the band. We were in a casino. Went to get back up again. Boom, down I went. My knee blew out. It's on my back for 7 months.
Mm.
4 in bed. Okay, I mean, it just
Yeah, I understand that.
yeah, it just was bad. And they wanted me to. Thankfully, I had a surgeon who, orthopedic surgeon, who had common sense. He said, "Tom, listen, you have hardware in your leg, in your ankle, and you're not walking right. If I replace your knee, you'll be back in 6 months, and I'll replace it again." And he said, "We can play this game on and on and on until you drop dead." He said, "So my thing to you is, you're on the right track as far as losing weight and everything else." And what happened, Nancy, was we get done playing at night. We go to the casino, to the restaurant, and next thing you know, I would have a burger wrapped in lettuce, and they're all looking at me like, "What the hell's wrong with this guy?" So it was more vanity for me. I can do it. A hamburger and a bun, French fries. And next thing you know, the inflammation. The inflammation was all, I mean, killing me. And my leg gave out, and that was it. So doing a low carb diet actually works as far as, like, there again, living proof, as far as, inflammation and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, now I'm doing the carb cycling back. When I mean carb cycling, I'll have 2 or 3 days I'll go and I'll just bring have a couple slices of bread or something like that, or a potato or
Right.
whatever. And I go back to it again and then bring it back in again just to get my blood sugars, because they're going crazy. Now,
Yeah.
eat just meat, my blood sugar would go up. Have a couple carbs, it would come down. So I don't know what the hell's going on. So
Yeah, and I've done that too. Because when you do the carbohydrate addict diet and you have no carbs for breakfast, no carbs for lunch, and you eat your dinner and everything, after 3 days it turns your body, what I was told, into ketosis, where
Mhm.
you burn the fat that's inside your body for fuel instead of the carbs that you put in. Because it's basically like almost, you have no carbs just about, or 50 carbs a day,
Mhm.
a low number. And so now your body's like, okay, I need energy. So it's going to start burning the stuff that you already have, And I've tried, because right here behind me, the kitchen, you can go in the kitchen, go through the other door, you come out by the bathroom, and come back around. And I tried walking one day to inside just to try to, I was like, this is not working, because I have osteoarthritis in both hips.
Mhm.
Left hip is worse than the other. So this is what the orthopedic told me. He goes, you need a hip replacement
Oh,
eventually, but you need to lose weight first before I do surgery.
yeah, I
Okay.
mean,
You just told me eventually I need it, but you told me I need to lose weight before I do surgery. And he goes, and it's like he was telling me, you need one now, but I'm not going to do it because you're fat. But I was like, why don't you just come out and say it?
yeah, stop jerking around with things. I'm gonna tell you something. We started on it before, and I forgot to complete it. That stuff that they advertised at Ozempic. Okay. Well, I was on this stuff called Trulicity. I was on it just almost a year, and now got off it. It's probably 10 months since I've had it, because I couldn't afford it. It was 1,000 a month.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And the first year they had a plan where it didn't cost me nothing, and like I said, it slowed my system down. So what that does is makes you feel like you're full. So if you're not eating, you're not gaining weight, but you're not expelling anything that you ate before. So I'd be constipated. Not to
Mm-hmm.
bring this shitty subject up, but you'd be constipated for a week or so. All right, and I felt like I'm going to kill somebody. All right. So now I'm off it. I've been off it, like I said, 10 or 11 months, or maybe a year. All right. And I'm having issues again with it. So right away when I go to the doctor, they say, it's that keto. No, how about that junk you made me shoot into my stomach? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now I'm having issues with that. So I got to go, after January, I got to go back for tests and stuff like that. And I told them, I said, in the beginning, I didn't want no part of it, because they upped it. They upped the dose. First was the lowest, then the second, the third, and the fourth. It was
Mm-hmm.
up to 4 different things. Did I lose weight? No, I was already losing weight from from doing keto. I've been doing keto 6 years. Okay, and they sort of the doctor out here sort of we compromise. Okay, let me go back and we'll do it this way. It hurt
Exactly.
me. It
Exactly.
absolutely hurt me. It absolutely hurt me. So my
Yeah. Go ahead.
the one doctor that I had, he was so skinny. This guy, I said, you stick your tongue out and stand sideways. You look like a zipper. That's how skinny he was. You know what I mean? So well, you're overweight. I said, you're ugly. That's just about I can diet. That's that's how we look with it. So they don't like me when I go to the doctor's office. So it's crazy. But
Yeah.
that's why this channel here, like I said, I make the homemade bread. Is it good for you? No, the flour's not good for you. Okay, the way the flour is made today. All right. If you want to get the really good, good milled flours and stuff like that with nothing in it, it's going to cost.
Mm-hmm.
But so what's the price? But if you make it at home, there's no additives in it. There's no stuff that you can't pronounce. And yeah, we do it all the time. I mean, I'll do it. Marie said to me today. She said, "You know what? I think January." She says, "I'm going to go back with you, and we'll go into this hard again." I said,
Yeah.
I'm not going hard into it. Okay, I'm just gonna, like Lori said, moderation.
Exactly.
I'm at the point in my life where I'm not looking for a six pack. I got a barrel. I'm good with the barrel. Leave me alone. I'm gonna get a six pack. I ain't worried about that. But
So as of right now, and I'm not ashamed of it because I weigh 268 pounds. When I got hurt back in 2009 working for Papa John's, it was the day after Christmas. We had that couple feet of snow, and they had cleaned the sidewalk all day long, but by nighttime it froze, and I just slept on ice, and that's what did me. That was it. But I weighed close to 400 pounds at
get
that
out of
time.
here.
No
Really?
way. I can show you a picture. And it took me 10 years to get down to 300 pounds because I actually was off and on because I hurt so bad and then, going through things and everything. But
Jesus.
I got myself down to 250 pounds 2 years ago. And then it's like every April and May, my back just completely gives out, does whatever it does. And then I was taking Motrin. And this
Hmm.
chiropractor said, Motrin doesn't make you gain weight. I said, you idiot. It does if it constipates you and you can't go to the bathroom. I said, how else do you go? You lose weight 3 different ways. You
Yeah.
pee, you poop, or you throw up. And throwing up is not an option.
Right. Exactly. My this the woman I have now. I have a woman doctor now, and a little bit younger, and she sort of encourages me, but she also says I have. It's all corporations now. There's no family
Mhm.
doctor. There's no more of that. It's all uh, you know. I have Intermountain Health out here. They're out of Utah, and they're hell bent on. They have the I guess 55 and older group that they deal with, and as soon as I walk in there and you start talking to them, obviously they look at your chart on the computer and see your age, and automatically that means to them, to these younger people, that you're deaf.
Yeah.
And I mean, they start talking real loud to you. Why are you here? I said, I can hear perfectly. You know what I mean? You need to see the doctor for what? You called me. I didn't call you. And stop yelling at me. And that's how.
No.
I mean, and that's how I deal with them. My God. And you worked hard at it, kiddo.
Yes, I have.
You
Yes, I
worked
have.
you worked very hard at it. And you know what? And I applaud you for that. Because you know why? It's tough. It's tough. Nobody
It is
understands it.
tough.
I was on
And
that I was on that hamster wheel that they had me on.
that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, you worked hard,
Okay.
kid.
So I put back on 20 pounds because, take Motrin or take this pain medicine because I can't take narcotics. That's why I have the pacemaker because narcotics stops my heart. So Only thing I can take is over the counter, and I stopped taking aspirin a long time ago.
Yeah, that's. I mean, we're fighting. We're fighting right now because my LDL went up. Okay, so I familiarize myself with a bunch of guys out here. One guy out here and another younger guy who's a PhD in nutrition in metabolic
Hmm.
problems. Okay, Nick Norwitz, his name is. He starts talking, all of a sudden he loses me. With his $50 words and stuff that he has, but we go back and forth with about how I cook and stuff like that. So he actually just did a video, I guess maybe a couple days, maybe a week ago, that he had IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, to the
Hmm.
point where they were getting ready to cut him open and possibly with a bag for the rest of his life. All right. So
Mm-mm.
he did keto. He did keto for 2 years and reversed it. But now the big thing is that LDL, and they're talking about cholesterol. Cholesterol, everybody yells at me, but cholesterol don't mean nothing because we produce
No, no.
cholesterol. Okay, we produce it. So they're talking all this nonsense. Anyway, he turned around and went vegetarian for 2 or 3 months. His LDL went up. Okay, what these symptoms come back. So it's how your body processes things in it, and that's it. So if you're going to gouge yourself with high carbohydrates, high sugar, that's the killer right there. Is the sugar.
Yeah.
You can eat all the vegetables you want, but you got to watch what the carb count is. Calories don't mean nothing anyway. Calories actually is if you look it up, calories are about explosions.
Right.
Okay, so it has nothing to do with your food whatsoever. So these guys they come up with these different things, and they're trying to get the base to where get away from the sugar. Just stop with the sugar. I'm living proof right now. January, I'm going to do a big thing on the keto side of what I did over the holidays. Okay, I know I gained weight. Okay, my sugar level's up high again, and that's what I'm going to show where
Hmm.
I was, where I started, and if you think you can go back to where it was, can't do
You
it.
can't. No, you
You
can't.
can't do it. You can't
And
do it.
see, that's like when I emailed you about that Regavo and
Hmm.
everything because my doctor looked at me. He goes, "Well, him and the orthopedic had talked because I went back to my like a physician afterwards, and they, we're going to use this Regavo and everything else." And I told him, I said, "I don't want to do this. Let me do it on my own." And I know for a fact, just by the way he talks, he thinks I'm eating junk food and chips and ice cream, and I'm like, I, because when I went back to him a couple months ago, I said, "Do you want to see what I eat?" I said, "I can write down for you what I eat."
Yeah,
No, 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 that's okay. But when they did that, because they talked about putting me on Regava, thank the Lord. I'm telling you, the Lord did this. My insurance company said no.
yep,
We will not pay for it. And
that's
that thing
right.
was $1,500 a shot, and they flat out said no. They denied it. I was like, "Thank you." And my doctor goes, if you have problems getting it, just let me know." I didn't let him know nothing. I didn't let him know I had it. I didn't let him know that the insurance company denied it because I was not going to take it. So they talked me into having that shot, cortisone shot, and what ended up was he used Kenlog 40, which Bristol Myers had already emailed all the doctors 6 months ago, which now would be 8 months ago, the side effects of it and not to use it anymore.
That's right.
So when I went to the hospital because I ended up, all right, so, and not to be kind of gross anybody out or
Yeah,
whatever,
right, right, right.
but all right, I went through menopause at 32. I'm 55.
Jesus.
Okay. So I had not had a cycle in 20 some years. 3 days later, I had one. I'm like, this isn't right. So I
What the
started
hell's going on?
looking up. I started the Mayo Clinic. I found out people who had females, the only females but males who've had cortisone shots, not necessarily the killing log one, but cortisone shots in their knees and their hips had the same issue. I was like, oh my gosh. So that was on the 27th, August 3rd. I went upstairs with Anastasia. We were watching TV and everything, and then all of a sudden, the back of my left knee, it was like somebody was taking it and just squeezing as tight as it could. I was like, okay, I think I know what that is. But my son had to work, so he's working the weekends now. So I was like, it stopped for a while. I came down, went to bed. I said Sunday it was kind of okay. I almost did not do my live that Sunday, but I did. Monday, well, it kind of stopped. Tuesday, it came back with a vengeance. And when I was like, you got to take me to the hospital because they had to grocery shop and she's in school. So somebody's got to be here for Anastasia.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Wednesday, as soon as I walked in and said it, man, they had it was like less than an hour. I was back with ultrasound. And then she goes, yeah. She goes, I had one behind my knee, one in my calf, and one in the front of my leg. I had 3.
Wow.
And what happened was, while they were taking my blood pressure and everything, the doctor, he comes in fast. He goes, so he starts asking me questions, and I start telling him what happened and everything. Have you ever had a blood clot? No. I've had a pacemaker. I've had 2 C-sections. I've had carpal tunnel surgeries, and never had a blood clot. Never.
Mm-hmm.
Ever. He goes, you know what you got? I say, yes, I do. Yep. And so they put me on Eliquis, and just I was like, you're not going to give me a shot here? And I thought, no, we don't do that anymore. I was like, okay. So I got the Eliquis, and then 3 months later, I went for the follow-up ultrasound, and there's no blood clots. They're gone.
Are you on Eliquis now?
No, I'm off of it.
Good thing.
So my doctor said if there's no blood clots, he goes, I'll take you off of it. So, I went up, visited him for a follow-up to schedule everything. And he goes, so these just came up. I said, no. And I called him by his name because we're first name basis. I said, this happened after the cortisone shot in my hip. He was so mad. I said, called him by name. I said, he used Kenlog 40. My doctor's eyes got so big, and he got so mad. He was like, yeah, I know. You weren't supposed to use that. And I told him how I knew it. And you know what? He put that in my chart, that the blood clots was a possibility from that shot.
See, I challenge all these doctors, and I challenge all this stuff. And I shouldn't, because some people probably get pissed off at me. But at this age right now, I don't give a damn. I'm like that old guy right now. Get off my lawn. Okay? But Lori's 100% right here. Okay? That cholesterol does nothing to... I asked my doctor this question. Can you tell me, through medical history, who has died from high cholesterol? Not heart disease, but just from high cholesterol. Who died?
Exactly.
They can't answer it because nobody did. So now, I'm going to give you a quick story about Eliquis. Back in 2015, okay, I was overweight. We came from North Carolina, moved to Florida. Sold everything up there and moved to Florida, which to me was a mistake because I couldn't take the heat. And I just, I don't know. Anyway, I turned around and was getting dizzy, getting lightheaded, and I was on, at that time, probably 15 different medications. So I go to see my doctor. My doctor sends me to a cardiologist. Well, sounds like you have blockage. Okay. In we go. Okay. I had 3 heart caths. All right. The first one, they went up in and they said, we don't see nothing. Okay. That was good. Done with that one. Second one, probably 3 months later, because I was still getting headaches. I had all the signs going on having a stroke. The next one, they went up in my arm. Okay. Into my heart, found nothing. The third one, okay, they went in through my leg again, And the cardiologist says, aha, we see a little blockage, left side of your heart. And he said, looks right now like it's 35% blockage. I don't know what the percentage is.
Right.
Okay. We're going to put a small stent in. Puts a small stent in. Puts me on Eliquis. Now, they go to take the sheath out of my leg, and I don't stop bleeding.
Yeah.
Okay. Got this big gorilla standing there with my wife sitting in the chair. I'm laying in bed, and this big dude's got his fingers on my thighs, inside of my leg, trying to stop the bleeding. The moral of the story is they put me on this Eliquis, and they said probably within 6 months you can get off it. Okay, I'm still on it today. That was from 2015. That'll be over 10 years, right? The problem was they're not supposed to put a stent in unless it's 65% or more. So they put
Oh
in
my
35% for preventative maintenance, however they say. Anyway, Eliquis cost me every month $118. I can't afford it.
Wow.
That's after so what is it? Medicare
Yeah.
covers. Okay.
Yeah.
That's my end. 118. I can't afford it. Can't get off it. Can't stop taking it. Whatever else they're going to put me on, just was causing bleeding and stuff like that.
Right.
So I'm stuck in this dilemma that I'm going through right now. But what all this said is they cannot straighten you out. They can't fix you. They can't tell you exactly what's happening with a 10-minute visit.
No, they can't.
And Gwen, look at it, okay, and like this, and tell me, you're not a doctor, I'm the doctor, so you listen to me. And that's when I go off the third rail with them, tell them they're full of shit and whatever else I say to them. So, I mean, it's really hard, especially when you're dealing with people. And then once I took the bull by the horn, I started researching stuff and saying, well, wait a minute, what are you doing? Well, when I had bladder cancer, they put me on. I was doing this treatment that actually caused type 2 diabetes. So this treatment for bladder cancer made me have type 2, and I can't get rid of it. There's no way to get rid of it. Even with keto, try to reverse it with keto. But at my age, it's really hard to do.
Right.
Okay? So that's why I advocate for people, if you're younger, stop the sugar, stop the high carbs.
Right.
Start eating. You don't have to go to the gym. You don't have to do all this stuff. I mean, I know where a gym is. I pass by it. You know what I mean? I couldn't tell you what it looks like on the inside. Okay? And I get that. People don't want to do that kind of stuff. But when I say they, I'm just big food, farmer. It's all about the money. They don't know who Nancy is. They don't know who Tom is. They don't know who Lori is. They don't know Daddy Dutch is. They don't know none of us. We're just a number, and they're getting paid from this stuff here. So now I run out of Eliquis a week ago. Okay? Now I'm in the donut hole. Okay, for me to get one 30-day supply is $300.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So I go to the doctor for samples. So I had one nurse say to me, "We just don't hand that stuff out." A young girl. I said, "I get it. I understand it." I turn around and I says, "Is the doctor in?" "Oh, she's with a patient." I said, "I'll wait." And then you could see them all talking this and that. The doctor come out. "Oh, hi Tom, how you doing? What's the problem?" I said, "I need samples. I don't have any more Eliquis." "Oh, hold on a minute." Went back with two packs. Get me through the month, and in January start fresh again. But that's where we're at right now. You're just a number.
Yeah.
Don't really care who you are, what you're doing, and it's sad. Really, it's sad. So what you put up here, keeps you going. I mean, can you eat Fruit Loops all the time? To a point, until your head explodes.
Exactly.
Can't maneuver, can't walk around.
Like,
It's a shame.
exactly. So I like that. For example, so after like so many days, I was like, my third day is always the hardest. But after I get out past the third day doing low carbs and everything, I'm good. But after like, 2 weeks or so, I will take one day off. Sometimes it depends on breakfast. Now we have cereal up in the cabinet. I have life cereal, and yeah, it's not the best, but it's life cereal,
Hmm.
That's what you grew up on.
Hmm.
One bowl in a whole month, and I'm just like, I don't think that's gonna hurt me too much.
No, I mean, in reality, your body don't know what you put in there. All it knows is one thing. That's why people. It makes me laugh about um, when I started keto. Everybody looks for that sweet. Looks for that because we're addicted. We are a
Hmm.
fat, sugar addicted nation. That's what just exactly what we are. Okay, and it's through the FDA and through big pharma and big food is is what's happening to us. Is what's okayed. Don't you think that in some medications there's no sugar in it? Okay, to open up the cells and stuff like that. I mean, I went
Yeah.
down rabbit holes left and right with all this kind of crazy stuff. But in the same token, go out to a restaurant. All right, I know the background of restaurants. Most of the stuff that we're putting in our mouths and stuff is basically all processed.
Yeah.
It's all basically processed stuff. So it's a
Yes,
shame.
it is. So normally, and I let you harp on eggs, and don't have so many eggs, but to me
That's
that's the easy fix. 2 eggs
yeah.
in the morning, and I'm good. That's like yesterday. My daughter-in-law fixed bacon, a package of bacon,
Hmm.
and I had like 6 pieces. They had her and Anastasia split the rest, and I fixed some eggs, and then I had eggs and bacon because
Yeah. Don't be
bacon's
afraid of eggs. Don't be afraid of eggs. Eggs is
exactly.
they. That was the other thing they railed about. I remember uh, back in the '70s. All my friends, okay, when I was in the restaurant business, all my friends uh, wouldn't come because I had seafood and steaks, stuff that was fat. Most of these guys were, I know four of them that dropped dead jogging, okay, and eating high carbs, and that's just basically when Olive Garden opened up. So you would go in and get free salad, all the breadsticks you can
Hmm.
eat, and pasta. You talk about the trio. It's going to put you in a coma. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, just crazy, 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 crazy. But
Yeah. So, but I do like 3 days in a row. I'll have my eggs and everything. Now we have vegan cheese because of Anastasia's dairy allergy.
hmm
So and Myers has come out with their own, which doesn't have any soy in it, so I'm good with that. No, an egg, and then we have the little waffle maker and everything. So, truffles, is that what y'all call them? Truffles?
yep, choffles, yeah, they're really
Pretty,
good.
I've used that and everything to make a cheese sandwich with the eggs, and I really enjoy that. And of course, your seasoning. And then one day a week, I may have some oatmeal because I could put cinnamon and nutmeg and some blueberries in that, and that's fiber that I need. And I'm just like, it works for me, like you said. Find out what works for you, and then keep on going because you know I love eggs. I the other day, I know this is what I did yesterday. I boiled four eggs, salt, pepper, and then I have a turmeric, cumin, and ginger that I mixed. I made myself and
hmm
put that in there. And I can tell you,
So
no
you
less.
have Nancy, you have Nancy Spice.
I have Nancy Spice. That's what I should call it. I love it because when I use that blend of the turmeric and everything, I don't hurt my. I don't ache as much. It helps. Turmeric helps with inflammation.
Have you ever thought about using turmeric and making a tea?
Yes, it's so good. I've done it. I've taken a regular tea bag, black tea, and I've put turmeric and ginger, opened it up, put it back together, and
Hmm.
made my own turmeric ginger black tea bag. And I was like, this is so good. I've got to keep doing this.
I make my own ginger ale.
Oh yeah.
from whole ginger. I make turmeric, with the tea and stuff like that. But then again, I found out that some of the stuff that I would eat would make me hurt and stuff like that. But less sugar, lower carbs. You're better off doing it that way also. So
Oh yeah. So,
let's see
and
what
I
you.
like I said, I love turmeric because um and I did a video yesterday about
That's right, Chief.
what I did for lunch, and I was going to have um make turkey chili, but I didn't do it that way. But
Hmm.
I'm like, it looked really cool because the turmeric turns everything orange, yellow orange.
Yep.
It really tastes so good. So that's going to be uploaded next week. But it's, I have chicken, it's a turnip and some radishes, and I was like, and a little bit of bok choy, and I'm like, I could eat that every single day. I
Yeah,
love those
without a
vegetables.
doubt. Without a doubt, and it's so good for you. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
trying to get this guy that just came in here. All right, Chief's Mixed Bag. I'm trying to get his channel up here. I forget how to do this. I haven't been on it so long. He needs some watch hours. He's a great supporter, great friend of mine, really good guy. So if you haven't already subscribed to him, let me see if I can drop his link
I
down.
got it, Tom.
Okay. If you can drop his link down in there, and if you can,
Yeah,
everybody
you make me
subscribe
a
to him.
mod. I can do it.
Great guy, great supporter, got a great channel. And like I said, this is this is what makes YouTube YouTube. I mean, really good for everybody. So
Exactly.
getting back to autumn teas and stuff like that. That's another thing that came out on, and it seems to be all before the holidays and stuff. Right? So I said before carrots, just before Thanksgiving. Okay, onions and all this other crap. The other thing was now cinnamon. They said certain cinnamons had lead in it. What are you talking about? Prove it. Prove that. Okay. Turmeric. Turmeric has been tainted with some kind of stuff. So it's all a money grab as far as I'm concerned. All right. Don't stop using that
You're
stuff.
doing good, Chief.
Uh, just eat what you like. Eat what's good for you. If you go over a little bit with sugars and carbs and stuff, you got a day to get yourself back into it again. Just don't think that
Oh,
you can go eat a week of junk and then in 2 weeks you're gonna feel better. You're not. So
oh, exactly. So it's like last night I was laying in bed, and I shouldn't go up close, but I did in the video. I showed one in the video. I showed my eye. So, and I'm just laying there. I was like, because last night I had a bag of on the border corn chips. Well, I've
mhm.
been eating the whole bag, not thinking anything about. Well, I didn't eat the whole bag at one time, but I had a few last night, and then I said, well, I better look at the ingredients, and guess what's in it? Soybean oil. I'm like, oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me.
So what you got to really be careful of, Nancy, is whatever names you can't pronounce or you don't understand what it is, look it up because guarantee
Hmm.
it's going to come back to be it's going to be soy or
Exactly.
like Lori said before, some kind of seed oils or some kind of crap like that. And that's how they're getting around it because it's very thin guideline that they put as far as labels. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So I
So
was sitting there laying out, like, I said, Lord, really? I can't have those chips. He goes, well, look at the other stuff I've got. You have. I've got the celery and the peanut butter, and I have fruit that I can have. And I'm like, all right, you know what? That's a good point. I don't need those chips. That's good with me. I don't
yeah,
need them. So,
they they
go ahead.
even recalled peanut butter. There was a recall on peanut
Yeah,
butter.
peanut
That
butter.
it's
Oh,
bad. It's bad enough that people definitely have peanut allergies. Okay, but then people who don't, they got the recall on it. It's just nuts.
I know. So, my friend Kim Burris, I was talking about earlier, she has a soy allergy. So she knows all about what to look for and everything else, and everything. So her and I have started. a podcast on my channel about it's My Kitchen, Your Kitchen, and it's
Mhm.
about food allergies. And I had started it a while back with a dairy allergy and the alpha gall that I had, and then we did one, and then she got sick. She ended up with COVID and everything. Whoops, I shouldn't have said that word on your channel.
Oh, I don't give a damn. That don't bother me.
So she got sick. So we're gonna pick back up after the holidays starting in January. And we'll post, I think we'll do 2 a month or something like that. But we're gonna start off with what food allergies will people have, like from egg, soy, milk, dairy, peanuts, and everything. And then we're gonna dive deeper into the first one, which is soy. And then because she knows so much about that and everything. And we're going to try to keep them 30 minutes each. So it's not so long drawn out that people lose interest after 30 minutes. So, we're going to be doing that again. And it's like, she goes, there are so many terms that they use for soy to put it in the food and put it in your medicine that people do not even
Yeah,
think about.
exactly. On the podcast, I put up a post talking about it. There's 74 that I know. Somebody told me there's over 100, but there's 74 different names for sugar.
Yeah.
74. I mean,
Mhm.
that's insane. So, all right, listen, we're a little over 2 hours.
Oh, okay.
Enough bull crap in here. Listen. Make sure that you hit me up when you're going to do that live and stuff after the holidays about the soy and stuff like that. I'd be very interested in that, and
Oh, yeah.
I'll share it out on the other channel for sure. That's important, very important.
Yes, it is.
That's where I'm going with the keto channel. I was telling her, I said, well, maybe I'll change the name. And she said, no, she don't do that. Don't just keep going where you're going with it. And I'm just going to expand with it a little bit more, a little shorter videos, but get my point across as far as what I eat. I mean, and
Exactly.
how easy it is. It's not hard. It's really not hard at all. And if you do trip and fall, it's not a big deal to get up and get back on that horse again.
Exactly.
So,
That's one thing about being on YouTube. You learn real quick. People are going to hate. Haters are going to be haters no matter what. Somebody's going to try to find something just to pick about all the time. And it's like, I'll sit there and hit. Sometimes it depends on the mood I am. I might respond to it. But times it's delete, and delete. Like,
Lori,
I have to listen to you.
you,
When the negative stuff, you can go away.
Nancy, I got to go back at them. You know that, okay? I had one guy say something to me about, you look kind of fat for a keto guy, or some crap to that, something to that line. I said, how come on your channel you don't have no pictures? No response. No response. And I just let it go at that. I mean, it's crazy. I really don't care. All right, everybody, listen, I really do appreciate this. Everybody's checking in and help me out with this channel here. I need watch hours, big time. I really do appreciate it. Nancy, thank you so much for coming up.
Oh, you're welcome.
We go back, I think, from the beginning.
Yeah.
I really do. Matter of fact, I did mention it on one of the videos on this channel here. You and everybody else. Chief, thank you very much for coming in. Lori, prepping for heaven. Really, really good person. Matter of fact, one night I'm going around and all of a sudden I'm saying, prepping for heaven's going live. Yeah. That's the first time I've seen Lori live. But another good supporter, very good supporter. Thank you so much, Lori, for coming in. And listen, everybody, thanks very much for coming in, Nancy. I can't thank you enough.
Oh, you're welcome. And I'll enjoy always coming up on your panel and everything. We have such a great time.
Yeah, man, it's good, clean stuff because you know what? We're on the same page. That's basically what it is. I mean,
Exactly.
we're trying our best to stay green side up.
I know.
Okay, everybody, thanks very much for coming in. Appreciate it. Have a great night.
Have a good evening, everybody.